back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a life update. So I wanted to do this video so that way I can look back a year from now, 5 years from now, just to see like my progress and you know how far I've come. But I also want to do this video for people who are like looking to move out, or people who are getting their first apartment, or maybe you're like moving to a different city. So this is gonna be like a very relaxed video. I'm literally in my comfy chair. I have my big blanket, so it's nothing special, it's nothing fancy. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about what's been going on in my life. I probably won't get that many views, but like I said, again, I just want to like come back and just look at this a year from now, just to see like, you know, how far I've come. So yeah, this is gonna be my very first like update on my channel. So I have like a whole list here. I have like all this stuff written down so that way I know like what I want to talk about, and you know, just to keep me on track, because girl, if I didn't have a list, I wouldn't know what to talk about. So first things first, the biggest life update in my life. Oh no, this cover is so comfy. So the first update in my life, and the biggest one, is me moving out. If you guys don't know me personally, I did just get my first apartment. This is my very first time living alone. My first time moving out, I did not get a roommate. I wanted to live by myself because I was, you know, mentally ready. I was financially ready. I was just ready to just be on my own. Like I said, if some of you don't know me personally, I am from Philly. I moved from Philly to New Jersey when I was about 17 years old. So in the middle of my junior year of high school, I moved to New Jersey. So moving from Philly to New Jersey, girl, I moved from the city to moving to like deep in the suburbs. It's all farms around me. There's like nothing around me, like nothing but a supermarket and other houses. That's it. So I was kind of secluded from all my friends, everything, just everything in general. I was just secluded from everything. So that's where I'm coming from. And now I currently live in Atlanta. If you guys are familiar with Atlanta, then you know this is a very, very, very lively and poppin' city. So yeah, I've been living in Atlanta for about 6 months now. I've been in my apartment for about 3 months now. So just right off the bat, I'm gonna tell y'all, I genuinely love living here. I've been wanting to move to Atlanta for about 2 years now. My best friend and I, we will always be like, we're moving to Atlanta. Because we would come out here like every other month. Like, and we already had friends that lived here, so we just always wanted to live here. Like, I don't know why, but it's just like, it's a vibe that you get here. It's just a vibe. So yeah, so right off the bat, I'm gonna tell y'all that I do love living here. I don't regret it, because some people ask me that, like, do you regret moving to Atlanta? But I'm like, hell no, like, I love it, like, it's perfect. Okay, so there are certain pros, and it's really only like one con, maybe like two. Really, okay, so I have a pros and a cons list of living here, specifically in Atlanta, but the cons list is literally like nothing. It's just like one thing. You could kind of say two, but it's really just like one thing. But I'm gonna get to that later in the video, so I'm not gonna talk about that right now, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. So like I said, me and my best friend, we've been talking about moving here for 2 years. So I've been here for about 6 months, and she actually just moved here about a month ago. So we were right behind each other moving here, and it's so funny because she literally lives 4 minutes away from me, y'all. She literally lives 4 minutes away from me. How crazy is that? When we were living back at home, she lived 40 minutes away from me. So, you know, God's plan, y'all. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. And then I also have another really, really close friend of mine. She's like a big sister to me and my best friend, and she lives in the same building as me. So I live so close to my closest friends, but even my friends outside of them too, like they all live within like 15 minutes from me, 10 minutes from me, like no farther than 15 minutes. We all live close. So that's like a big thing that I love about being here. Like, I'm just so close to everybody and everything. Like, I'm close to everything, y'all. Like, I don't have to go more than 5 minutes to go to I live near fine dining restaurants. I live near, obviously, a supermarket. I just live near everything. Like anything that you can think of, anything that you need to buy in the store, I live near it. Like I live near like 20 different home decor stores. Like it's ridiculous. Like I'm just so close to everything, and that's a big difference that I noticed from living in New Jersey, because like I said, I lived like deep in the suburbs, so it was like nothing around me, and everything here, like y'all, I promise you, I can literally drive 40 seconds up the street and I will hit a fine dining restaurant. Like 40 seconds up the street, I promise you. Like I live near everything and I love it. So that's like my biggest like update, just me being here and, you know, just moving out of my parents' house. And that's something that I kind of wanted to talk about, because there's like this whole thing that I've been seeing on social media, not like recently, but before, like over the past years, I've seen people talking about people that, you know, live with their parents. I moved out when I was 25 years old. I'm 26 now. So I officially moved out of my parents' house when I was 25, and literally that month after I turned 26. So I don't know if you want to technically call it I moved out at 26 or 25, whatever the case may be, but I did officially leave my parents' house at 25 years old. And this is something specifically that I wanted to talk about, because people have stuff that's not about me personally, but I'm just saying on social media, like people would like throw shots at people who still live at home. But I'm here to just tell y'all. So my parents, I'm gonna just let y'all know, my parents are, how do I want to put this? Okay, I had a thought, but I don't want to say that because I don't want to come off a certain way. I'm gonna just say this. My parents they're very like, they basically just want to see me, they want to see me win. They don't want to see me set up for failure. And my parents always told me, you leave when you're ready to. As long as you're working or you're in school or both, you don't have to leave. Obviously, my parents are not going to let me lay around all day and be a bum. Like I'm 25 years old. Like that's ridiculous. But and I was currently in school when I was, you know, living at home. Right before I left, school had ended because of COVID. But I was in school and I was working. I was doing both. So, you know, my parents, they never was like, you have to leave, or they never made me feel uncomfortable. And my parents are the best. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. Like, I have the best parents ever. Like, they just were like, we don't want you to rush out and leave, because it was at certain points between 21 and 25, I kept saying on and off, like, I want to leave. But I really had no reason to leave. Like, my parents, they don't annoy me. Like, my parents and I, we have a great relationship. I also don't like, I came from living in like a pretty spacious home. So me and my parents, we wouldn't even run into each other all the time, because like everybody has their own space. I had my own bathroom. We just had space. So it wasn't like I was getting annoyed, like, oh my God, there's no space here, or it was none of that. Like, I just wanted to be independent and I wanted to be fast and like move out, because I felt like I was getting too old. But my parents would tell me all the time, there's no need for you to rush. Like, just calm down and just take your time. And I'm glad that I did that. And to anybody that's watching this video, like, I know this may sound like super cliche, or I know it kind of sounds annoying, because people would used to tell me all the time, especially like older people, like they will always be like, stay at home as long as you need to, save up as much money. And I thought it was so annoying to hear that, but y'all, it is so true. Because the worst thing that can happen to you is you get just enough money to move out, then you can't keep up with your payments. Like, that is like really bad. So I kind of feel like I'm like that old person now that's telling people, like, stay home as long as you need to. Like, please, especially if you do have a job and you're making money and you want to save your money, stay at home as long as you need to. Obviously, if the circumstances are different, if your parents are kind of telling you, like, you got 1 month to go, you got 6 months to go, then that's different. You don't have a choice. But if you have parents that love you, or a parent or guardian that loves you and care about you and want to set you up for greatness, there's no need to rush. And that's something that I had to learn over the years. Like, there is no need to rush. There's no need. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Move at your own pace. And I'm so happy that I did, because when I moved into my apartment, I had the money that I needed to move in, plus way more than that. Like I had a nice cushion. Like it was great. And I also didn't want to move into a place that wasn't in a nice neighborhood, because unfortunately, like, you will be able to pay a little bit less if you live like in a not so good neighborhood. Like, that's obvious. But I moved to a neighborhood that I really am comfortable in. I feel secure, I feel safe. My building is really nice. My apartment is really nice. Like, I love my apartment. For this to be a first apartment, it's really fucking nice. Like, I love it. So I'm like really proud of myself, and I'm happy, and I'm glad that you know, I had parents that didn't rush me to move out. So I just wanted to like tell anybody that. I know a lot of my viewers that's watching my video probably like already have their own place or had their own place for years and years, but I'm pretty sure there's at least one person out here watching my video that are looking to, you know, move out. But that's like my biggest advice: just don't rush. Like, and those same people that used to annoy me, that used to tell me that, I look back and I'm like, yo, like, they were so right. There is no need to rush. There's no need. Especially when you got good people behind you, like your parents or your guardian, whoever you live with. If they're telling you, like, take your time, take advantage of that. Please take advantage of that. Like, there's no need to rush. Because then, you know, you can save up your money, you can get something really, really nice, you know? So yeah, that's that. What else did I have to talk about? I had down on my list about moving in a pandemic, but it's really nothing to like talk about as far as that. Like, it was just nothing moving in a pandemic. Like, I drove my car down here. I drove my car from New Jersey to Atlanta, and I had someone with me that was driving with me. So, you know, that was that. And, you know, it's really nothing to talk about with the pandemic, because here it doesn't even feel like it's a pandemic. To be honest, I know that's like really bad. It's actually not funny. It's crazy. It doesn't feel like it's a pandemic here in Atlanta, because everything is open. And for a while, we were the only city that was like open, like as far as like nightlife and stuff like that. Like, we're just open, and it just feels regular. I mean, some stores actually put a mask on, but a lot of stores, they don't even care if you have a mask on or not. Like, they don't. A lot of places that I walk into, some of their employees aren't even wearing masks. So it just feels like regular life here. But I know eventually, I guess, I mean, I heard there was gonna be like another stay-at-home order. I don't really know if that's true or not. I mean, which is fine, like, that's totally fine, but I hope that the government is gonna cover our rent, our bills, because how are we supposed to pay our bills? Like, I didn't mind it before when I, you know, wasn't paying rent, but my rent ain't cheap. So, that's another point I gotta make real quick. I used to hear a lot, like, way before I moved here, I'm talking about like 3-4 years ago, people used to be like, oh yeah, living in the South is cheaper. I don't know what y'all talking about, because the same rent that's up north where I'm from and where I live, it's the same down here. And I think that has something to do with everybody just migrating here, or there's more people. You know, the population is growing in Atlanta a lot. Everybody moves here. So yeah, I don't know where that came from, but my rent is not cheap. So I don't know. Maybe that was a thing back in the day, but now absolutely not. Like, rent, I mean, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but for me, like, my rent is not cheap. So I don't know. I'm gonna just make that clear real quick. So the next biggest thing I want to talk about is you know, work and job and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not from here, so obviously I have to get a job, and, you know, because I gotta pay my bills and stuff. And that was one thing that my parents were like asking me about, like, you know, girl, what you gonna do for work? Because, you know, you gotta make money and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's true. So I already know what I wanted to do before I got out here. It's nothing like a career or anything like that. Before I moved out here, I was in school. But what I realized is, the other thing that I wanted to do, which I do right now, I make way more than that. But doing that, you know, you get benefits, you get like, you can do that for years and years and years, and like your pay will go up, and that's like a steady job. The job that I do now is not, I mean, it's steady, but it's not gonna last me forever, like, just to be honest. So I'm pretty sure y'all wondering what I'm doing for work. What I do for work is I work in a club and I am a bottle girl. So I know when I first moved out here, I had it in my mind. I was like, I want to work at a club because I know that Atlanta nightlife is pretty good. Like I had friends that worked in the nightlife out here. I always heard about it and I always heard that, you know, those girls make money. I did something similar when I was back at home when I was living in New Jersey. I was working in Philly in nightlife, but I was making pretty decent money, but it's way different here. It's a whole different ballgame here. So I was like, I want to get into bottle service here in Atlanta, and that's what I did. Like I went around, I tried to find jobs. I didn't find a job until like the first month and a half when I was out here, which was fine. And this is why I go back to telling people, like, you want to have money. Like you need to have a cushion. Like you need money. So that way, if you can't find a job right away, like you're good. Like you need to pay your rent, your car insurance, whatever you gotta pay. You need to make sure that you're paying your stuff. So I finally found a job maybe like a month and a half into me moving here. And the first job that I got hired at was a club. My camera cut off again. My bad, y'all. So I was only applying to clubs. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do because I knew that the money was easy and I knew that the money was fast. So the first club that I got hired at, I was only working there for, to be honest with y'all, I was only working there for about 2 weeks. I just feel like I didn't really fit into that club. Not saying that I didn't fit in with like the other girls or I wasn't taking care of customers or anything. It just wasn't for me. Like just straight off the bat, to be honest with y'all, it just wasn't for me. So I ended up leaving that club, and then maybe like a week later, I got hired at another club, the one that I work at right now, and I love it. I've been there for about 3 months now, and I love it. Like it's great. The people are great. My managers, like management is like amazing. The owners are amazing. It's a really, really, really good job. And I'm grateful, like honestly, I'm truly grateful, like to even have gotten a job that fast, moving to a whole different city. So I love working at my job that I have now. I love it. I am thinking about getting another job in that same industry just to do something on the side, but the job that I work at now is like my main job, and you know, it pays my bills. I'm able to do what I want with my money, you know, so I'm happy, I'm content, I'm happy with it. So that's good, you know, I'm happy with that. And then my next topic that I had is about making friends. So the only reason why I put this on my list to talk about was because a lot of people videos that I watch on YouTube, and it's specifically when people move to Atlanta. So I watch a lot of YouTube. I've been watching YouTube since I was like really, really young. I've been watching YouTube since I was like 12. So I've been watching YouTube for a long time, and there's certain YouTubers that I have watched for years, and a lot of them have moved here to Atlanta, which is crazy. And a lot of them say the same thing, like, oh, the people are fake there, everybody's out for themselves. You know, a lot of people say that, but me personally, I haven't really like saw that yet. But the way I feel about that is like, people gonna be fake anywhere. Like, I don't care where you live, it's gonna be somebody that's gonna be fake. So, but I guess people say like here, a lot of people are fake. Fortunate for me, I haven't really run into anybody that's fake. But making friends. So before I even moved here, I already had friends that lived in Atlanta. So I already knew a bunch of people here. I somewhat knew my way around a little bit, not like to a full extent, but I did know my way around a little bit because, like I said, me and my best friend would come out here all the time. So I already had friends out here, so that was good. But I think like majority of my friend group is, I have my friends that I've had for years that have already lived here, or like my best friend, and like I said, my other friend that lives in this building, those have been my friends for years. Those are like my sisters. But majority of my friend group definitely comes from like work, like my work friend. But yeah, I've built relationship with a lot of the girls from work, and we are like, you know, really close, and you know, we hang out a lot outside of work. And you know, I'm grateful for that. That's good. Not that I wasn't looking for friendships or anything at work, especially at a club, because I know how girls get, but you know, it just turned out that way. But nobody for me has been like fake or like snakish. like nothing out of the ordinary. Like it hasn't been anything for me. And you know, that's, I don't know, like I haven't really ran into that yet, so I really don't know. And then I have a lot of girls that I'm cool with from where I'm from too. Like a lot of people from where I'm from, like Philly, they moved here that I'm like really cool with. But so far it's been so good as far as like friendships and like being cool with people. It's never been an issue for me. So you know, it could happen one day though. I'm not saying it won't happen, it could, but I just never ran into it yet. So yeah, that's the whole thing on like the whole friendships thing. But yeah. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is like the pros and the cons of living here, like I said earlier in the video. So my pros list is, I don't really have a list, but the pros of living here is just, it's simple. Like I like living here. Like I come from a place that's like very suburban. It's a bunch of farms around me. Like it's dead quiet. It's fucking suburbs. Like it's dead quiet. So moving here, like it's more lively. It fits my lifestyle more and like what I want to do. Like I would love to like network. I meet good people here. There's a lot of people here. It's very lively. It's upbeat. We were like the only city that was open for a while in the summertime. So everybody came to Atlanta to like party and hang out. And so yeah, so I like that. And I'm still young, so you know, I like that. I like that it's busy and it's like city like here. I love that. And I'm saying, that's kind of contradicting myself because I say that, but I really don't even really like going to clubs like that. It's only because I work in a club. Like I don't mind going to clubs, but that wouldn't be my first choice. Like if my girlfriends was to be like, let's go out, I'd be like, all right, well, can we go to brunch? Can we go to dinner? Like, can we just do bowling or can we do something fun? I don't even like bowling, but I'm like, can we just do something fun? Like, I don't really have any interest to be in a club. I will go though. I'm not saying I won't go, but it just wouldn't be my first choice, you know? If all my other girlfriends was going and, you know, they were like, we really want to go, I would go, but that just would never be my first choice. It wouldn't. But yeah, I like that it's lively here, it's fun. You know, it's busy. I like the, you know, the opportunity, the money, you know, that's a given. If, you know, obviously if you live in Atlanta or you know a lot about Atlanta, then you know that there is a lot of ways that you can make money here, a lot. There's a lot of ways. Yeah, so that's that. That's really it. I mean, that's not it, but it's just like as a whole, I just like living here. Like I really don't have any complaints. I don't have any complaints. I like it. I'm having a good time. I love my apartment. I love it so much. I love it so much. A lot of people ask me like, why didn't I get a roommate? Ill. I don't want to live with anybody. I live by myself, but you know, I'm not always here by myself. Like there's usually always somebody, like one of my friends is always over here all the time, but you know, they can go home, or you know, even if they want to spend a night or something like that, that's totally fine. I just don't want to live with another female. Like that's dead. I was never doing that. I wanted to live on my own, and I feel safe here. I feel secure. I love it. You know, I'm good. I'm Gucci. But there's always somebody here though. Always. Like my best friend is always here, or some of my other friends are always here. But yeah, that's that. So now on to the cons. There's really no cons but one. I know earlier I said maybe there's like one or two. The two that I was talking about is not really a con. The only con is that, you know, I'm just away from my family, but that's not really a con for me because I can talk to them or FaceTime them or something like that. It's not a big deal to me. Like I'm not homesick or anything like that. Like I'm good. But the number one thing that's a con about living here is it's actually not funny, it's actually very serious, is how the hell do you say this? I don't know if you could talk about stuff like this on the internet, well on YouTube, is like the human trafficking thing. I know, like it's just, I used to talk about this all the time when I was even living back at home. I'm like, the human trafficking out here is like, it's bad. It's really fucking bad. Like, I read somewhere that Atlanta is like the #1 city of like human trafficking and, you know, sex trafficking and stuff like that. And it really is bad out here, y'all. It is bad. My best friend that lives here now, she actually witnessed somebody getting pulled into a car, and she called me and she was like, please be careful. I just saw, like, her and my big sister, she's like my fake big sister that lives in the same building as me, they saw it together. A girl was literally getting kidnapped and she got into a car, but they were inside. They weren't close enough where they could like help her, but they were like, they could see outside the window where they were. And it was a cop right behind them, and the cop was on foot, and the cop was trying to chase after them, and they were yelling at the cop like, help her, like, and he just wasn't really doing too much, you know, which is like crazy. But it's a serious issue here, and it's bad. It's like every other day I hear about something new. Somebody getting robbed at gunpoint. Literally, I just saw on Instagram early this morning, a girl got her car stolen from these. It was either one guy or two guys, I don't know, but she got robbed at gunpoint for her car in her parking garage of her apartment in Buckhead. And her apartment complex is like a really nice apartment. It's supposed to be an upscale apartment. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter how upscale your apartment is, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just people are very sketchy out here. I would definitely say that. Like, people are sketchy, people kill, they rob, they take you. It's very scary. So at least I can say though, in my building I feel very safe. You know, it's gated, nobody can get in here. Unless they're really trying. I mean, you never know these days. People crazy as hell. People can get anywhere. I go to work, I feel extremely safe. We have a really tight security. So, you know, they walk us to our cars. They won't even leave until they see us driving away. Like, literally, the last time that I worked, when the head security, when he walked me to my car, I was sitting in my car. I had my doors locked, but I was sitting in my car for a second. I was right in front of my job, so I felt fine. But I was on my phone, just like, I was looking at something real quick, and it was taking me like a minute. And he was like, yo, pull off right now. He was like, I can't leave until you pull off. So it's nice that I feel extremely protected at work. I feel, you know, safe in my apartment. I'm never scared to be here alone. This is actually the first time in a long time I'm here by myself, but when I'm filming YouTube videos, I can't have anybody in here because I don't want nobody to, you know, hear me talking. But yeah, and I won't even be here by myself anyway. I'm literally gonna go to my best friend's house right now because she's about to cook, which, you know, now that I mention that, it's time to wrap up this video because I am hungry and, you know, she's making me dinner, so I want to go ahead and go over there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a very relaxed video, nothing too serious. I just wanted to come on here and talk with y'all. Even if you're watching this video to go to sleep or something like that, you know, just something just to talk about, just a little bit of a life update. So hopefully a year from now, when I look back at this, you know, I can just say that, you know, I was proud of myself, which I really am. I'm very, very proud of myself. I'm very happy, I'm fortunate, I'm healthy. Like, I'm really happy. I'm in a good space. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. But if y'all have any additional So if y'all have any additional questions, just let me know. Leave them down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.